Hey everybody, still here. Daily Market Pulse, Tuesday, May 13th. Stocks, indexes, and mixed in higher volume. Makes you wonder, transitionally, what does that mean when you have volume like that with barely any price action? That's usually, to me anyway, more often than not a bad sign. Things are going to go lower, not higher. But let's take a look at the charts. So we have the Nasdaq having come up a little bit of green, coming off that, forming a morning star at this point, since yesterday. Room still a little bit higher. Pardon me, that's the TSX. So let's start with that. TSX coming up to 20, pardon me, with a slight bump up. Two consecutive close above the moving average with room to the upside. So that's the TSX. Go back to the Dow. There's the Dow's breakout yesterday. It was actually showing up as there's a little green candle right there, right into the upper Bollinger Band. Barely, barely, barely any kind of price action upside with a little bit of an upper shadow. And again, overall volume was higher. So makes you wonder if the selling is going to accelerate back down to retest support, which was resistance before. There's the S&P essentially closing mixed or flat. Again, higher volume, looking for a pullback probably back into 1885. The Nasdaq, there's a red candle on the Nasdaq. Again, higher volume, small decline in price, as I mentioned, looking for a pullback probably to the 8 moving average at around 40.65 there as well. We already did the TSX. Let's move over to the US dollar, Canadian dollar. There's where it held with a bullish piercing, and there's a slight doji formation today. Looking for a bump a little bit higher back toward 109 or 109.50 to 110. Euro holding steady. Actually, that was yesterday's candle. I don't see today's yet. So I believe today's was actually lower into 137, as I recall. So that's a little bit lower in price action today. Treasuries actually did bounce off the 20 like we thought it might. And it's a pretty good solid session with a close near the session high. Looking for higher levels of 136, 137 in particular. Japanese yen fading further back toward the moving averages after a slight breakout, or at least attempted a breakout. Looking to hold these levels right here, maybe slightly lower than this, and a bounce coming in the forthcoming days. Gold still toying around and playing around with the 1280 area and just kind of holding at the moving averages right now. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Same thing with silver, same kind of thing, little red candle going sideways here just above the 19 area, below 1950, however. We don't see, but that's where it is. Crude had a nice, strong upside day today. We had the overall decline. It held 99. So there's the big thrust at session high now as well, 102. 102 is the target. Next target above that, 104.5. So right now, crude holding quite nicely. Haven't looked at natural gas in a while. We can take a quick peek at that before we move on to small caps. There is natural gas just meandering sideways back and forth. Small caps IWM, representative of the Russell 2000, pulls back here into the breakout area, which was expected, as I just mentioned with the others. So we might see more of that kind of price action with the indexes going forward. The VIX pretty much nothing. It went closed yesterday 12.23, today 12.18. So down 5 cents, no big deal there.